Good morning, good morning. This is video number one, Infusion 1 for the capstone course. And the question that I'm tackling today is how is the business model generation, how does that apply to my action learning project? So my action learning project is a continuation of what I started in the entrepreneurship course with Carol last semester. In that course, we were introduced to the business canvas model, and each week we focused on a certain area. So we really honed in on key activities, key partners, key resources, cost structure, customer relationships, customer segments, value proposition, channels, and revenue streams. And each week we would present our findings and was able to get feedback and criticism from the group. I think that taking that course and having a foundation and a fundamental understanding of each of these components that fit into the business model generation, I think that just the business model canvas is extremely beneficial at how to understand this model as a whole, as far as design and strategy and all the key components that are talked about in the book. So the class focused more so on the business model canvas, and I like that this book takes it a step further and really focuses on patterns, design, strategy, and processes. I think that takes me right to the next step and allows me to um, further fine tune what I want as a business model for success. A lot of businesses fail, as I learned in the design and strategy chapters that my group is going to cover tonight, that a lot of business fails for a number of reasons, but it seems like most of those reasons have to deal with not having a strong understanding of your business canvas model, doing enough research, making sure that you put it out there, get feedback from your customer, you clearly understand the market, your customer segments, and etc. So, moving forward, I really want to focus on finalizing my business model canvas and ensuring that I'm identifying those patterns and I'm designing it properly to have a successful launch, even though we launched partially. But when I go into my other customer segments that I want to focus more on, that I'm putting together a strategy to really make sure that all of those key components with the community, the schools, all those relationships are fine tuned. So we are getting in marketing to those customers in a way that are valuable and creates a great value proposition essentially. When I take a look at this business model generation, I would say that when I look at my key partners, they definitely expanded over the course of 5 months. At first, we had key partnerships with just the Baltimore Farm Alliance and the Baltimore Office of Sustainability, but now we're getting partners that are interested. So we have a connection with Catholic Charities that kind of just happened this week. We also been connecting with Florida A&M University, their engineering department, to help us collaborate more on the Nexus model and um, creating this hydroponic system that would be ideal for urban farming. We also have a strong connection. We have linked in recently the nursing school for the nutrition component of this project. We have the business school on board to try to figure out what is the best way to be able to incorporate some business fundamentals into community outreach. So people that want to start a urban farm or kind of have this sense of entrepreneurship like we started this, just to be able to have that business cushion and some business knowledge to kind of help them move along with starting and maintaining a small urban garden. Funding sources has increased. When we first started, I was able to secure a small $10,000 grant from the Natural Resource Defense Council to cover food waste and things of that nature. We just submitted a application for a bell. We should be hearing back from them next month if we could secure that funding. We've received additional funding from the Baltimore Office of Sustainability. We have gotten some private donors in my NTA network, the National Technical Association, that has graciously donated to our cause. And in the long run, I'm looking at how do we move away? I don't want to be an organization that is just secured through grants. I want to be able to incorporate some type of sales model that would bring in income as well. So I'm exploring maybe through the university. We're looking at having some paid training opportunities. So maybe it's a 4-week, 6-week course where people come in that are interested in having an urban farm, or they have some type of entrepreneurial type venture. We can kind of like get them the training that they need, and maybe it's some way generating sales by hosting a farmers market at the university and making sure that the farmers have an additional outlet to make money. So I'm still trying to fine tune those sales, and I think identifying these patterns will be very useful in that. And I think, as the class go on and we go through like the strategy portion of the book was really heavy for me. So just trying to dissect the strategy and apply those strategy to what I'm doing now to kind of create. I just want to make sure this project is successful. I don't want to be one of those companies that was here and then gone. I want to definitely roll this project and carry it on so we're able to create that Center for Urban Food, Aquaponics Research, and Environmental Sustainability. So that's pretty much all I have. This whole business model generation from the canvas to understanding the design, the patterns chapter is huge. I think the patterns and the strategy section is definitely super, super, super beneficial. I think as far as having the canvas down and the design down, I get that. But the patterns and strategy is what I really need to kind of take everything feet forward to kind of solidify things.